But his future badge is something we'll have to congratulate him on in next year's video, coming November 2025, if we're lucky.
Oh, Gripe. If he isn't the little boy wonder of Sweden, then I don't know who is. Swinging out the gate in 2024 with a variety of scores. a 1 miss on Lapvox Track's top diff, a 7 miss on Fantastic Magic top diff, as well as a 7 miss on Gengo Sofune's another difficulty. All of these with double time, of course. Gripe also got his first 700 this year, with a 1 miss on Pishifat's Reign of Fear with DT. Except for just scores, adding to his collection this year, he has accrued 2 brand new badges, taking home the victory from Semi's European Scramble, as well as the German Dual EG Cup. We're all hoping to see more in the Big 25, but maybe he'll be too busy playing old school RuneScape and chugging a boy.
At number 9, we've got none other than Purple. The pop-off Purple has had during 2024 cannot be understated. He has almost replaced his entire top 100 and shot up in rank from around 2200 to 794, his peak rank. One of the plays he set during this year is his 7-6-37 play on Operation with 2200 combo, an absolutely insane score that very few in Sweden can compete on, and this score currently sits at top 2 in Sweden. Other notable plays include his Simbatsu top diff 9 miss with around 98% accuracy, his FC on Awakening, his Lionheart DT score, the list goes on. Mechanical Masterclass. Purple has improved immensely during 2024, and that is something we would love to see carry over into 2025. There is a lot of potential in Purple, and hopefully it's something he himself realizes.
Year after year, she continues to make the list. At number 8, we've got Yago. Yago has, for as long as many of us can remember, managed to stay in the top 10 of Sweden. 2024 was no different. More impressive DT plays reigned in, such as Mitsuba no Musubime, shown on screen right now, as well as a DT FC on Calamity Fortune. Yago also managed to get herself 2 more 700s, adding onto her collection. While she might not view it that way herself, she has been, and still is, a player who is able to compete on the leaderboards in Sweden. To us, you're more than some random Swedish 3-digit, and we're looking forward to seeing what scores you can put out now that you've switched to tablet. The future holds potential.
Sweden has always had a cat on the leaderboards for the voting, but this time around, a fox has joined the rankings. Lightning Fox, with his claws and fangs, snatches the number 7 spot. Having shown great improvement during 2024, it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone that Lightning Fox makes it onto this year's list. During 2024, he pumped out some really impressive stuff, such as his FC on Karcher's Hasukashi Guardian of Toy Soldier and his number 1 global on Just Hold On. If you've played any map that is gimmick adjacent, there's a good chance that Lightning Fox has a high placing on the national leaderboard. Reading, flow, aim control, he knows it all. Lightning Fox doesn't show any signs of stopping. 2025 holds great potential for him, and we look forward to seeing what he can put out next.
At number 6, we've got Eli Jenkins. A slightly mysterious player to some, as his activity in the game and in the community can be low at times. What is pretty much universally known, however, is his skill within the game. Eli is undoubtedly one of the absolute best speed players out there hailing from Sweden. Just taking a single look at his scores should be enough to explain why he deserves his spot on this list. Rogan Limitation, which is his top play, with the second best act after Eterna and worth almost 900 PP, as well as Cyber Inductance and Midorigo Queen Bee. Those just being a few crazy scores that are only beaten or tied by players in the top 50. He's also not limited to just playing stamina and speed, as Eloy has a decent amount of aim to match his tapping, proven by scores like Space Battle and many others like it on recent farm maps. Very few can compete with Eloy in Sweden when it comes to both speed and aim, which often makes the sudden appearances of his scores stick out even more. Looking forward, 2025 could bring big things. Perhaps Sweden gets its third player with 1000 PP play. If that happens, it wouldn't be surprising if the player was Eloy, as his dedication to the skill set as well as time and time again proving himself to be the best mechanical player from Sweden more than ensures that he out of everyone can do it.
Mamma mia, here we go again. Melvin at number 5. We've got the chef, Melvin. For the first time, Melvin makes his way into the top 5, and deservingly so. Throughout 2024, we witnessed Melvin's transition from mainly focusing on farming and ranks to becoming a much stronger and more versatile tournament player. Now in 2024, he set a number of impressive plays, such as FC on Everything Will Freeze after 62 consecutive attempts, and FC on Fly, Hard Fly, and then getting back to his roots with an HRFC on Vampire. Area where the most improvement undoubtedly took place was tournaments. During 2024, Melvin went from having a single slightly carry badge to a total of 3 badges. For those who struggle with numbers, that's a whole 2 badges during 2024. And the best part, those badges are definitely deserved, as Melvin played a vital role in both tournaments. He has become a much stronger in tournaments compared to 2023, which also resulted in a place with the OWC team. All in all, 2024 has been really good for Melvin. And should this trend continue, 2025 could be even better. Brunito out.
Dark Horse of Sweden is back at it again. Coming in at a solid 4th place, we have none other than Spinx. In 2024, Spinx achieved a myriad of amazing scores, one of which is on screen right now. His play on Eagle Seeker, sitting at number 4 on the leaderboard. Another notable score of his is his FC on the Dance of Eternity, being the 3rd FC on the map. One of the things that makes Spinx so amazing is his versatility. During 2024, not only did he set his first 2 800s on top of several 700s, he also took his team to a 2nd place finish in the Swedish Subuji Cup, narrowly winning the tiebreaker in the losers bracket grand finals. Throughout the tournament, Spinx showed off his ability to consistently perform at a high level. This ability was also apparent in Sweden Cup, where he finished 4th. Unfortunately, however, disaster struck. The autumn brings cold and darkness, and this year, it brought Spinx a humble helping of RSI, halting his ability to play and perform at the level we know he's capable of. We're all hoping that he recovers swiftly, so that we can continue witnessing the master class he shows off. Get well soon, and remember, float like a bee, sting like a butterfly.
At number 3, we've got none other than the Messiah himself. A surprise to no one, Trumpino manages to grab a high spot on this list, and for good reason. During 2024, Trumpino climbed from around rank 300 to his peak of 200 by setting 5 new 800 PP plays, as well as a lot of 700s. Trumpino has always been known for his abilities in speed, and 2024 didn't disappoint. A slider break choke on Wind God Girl DT, a 6 miss on Great Nanodesu, and a 1 miss on Reign of Fear, it just kept coming during 2024. If you think that his achievements are limited to just gaining ranks, you'd be sorely mistaken. During 2024, Trumpino managed to perform really well in various tournaments as a solid tapping player, but also a consistent performer in other skill sets. During Swedish Cup, Trumpino put up performances that amounted to him and his team getting a 3rd place finish. Should Trumpino keep improving like he has, a certain someone could have competition pretty soon. As long as Trumpino doesn't get distracted by his bunny wife, that is.
Second place, we've got Andros, Sweden's very own top player. 2024 became the comeback of Andros. Having graduated in 2023, Andros ended up being really active during the later half of 2024, with him hitting his highest monthly play count since 2019. There are very few players who are unaware of who Andros is, but if you somehow aren't aware, Andros is the only Swedish player to have ever reached top 10 and is one of the best, if not the best, Swedish player that Sweden has ever seen. During 2024, he did not disappoint. One of his really notable scores is his play on Midwinter, which was the first FC on the map and also worth 946 PP. On top of that, he also got a DDFC on Glory Days, which was worth 953 PP. If that wasn't enough, he also got 2 new 1K scores, though one of them was nerfed to 900 in the rework. The amount of scores and the rate that Andros was grinding at would make you think you were back in 2021. Andros also had a myriad of chokes on really difficult maps, such as Pain Remains, as well as a bunch of mental cruelty songs. In tournaments, Andros also managed to perform nicely. We could keep talking about Andros and his performance, but sadly the future for Andros in O's looks uncertain. RSI, lack of motivation, and life, among other things, have caused him to retire completely in 2025. Naturally, we all hope that he decides to one day come back to the game once he's motivated and in a more stable situation. If this ends up being the end of an era, we hope to at least be able to have him around in the community, even if he doesn't play the game anymore. Andros, know that you are loved and appreciated within the Swedish O's community. We hope to see you back in action again in the future. Best of luck with your future endeavors.
Föga förvånande, årets vinnare får andra året i rad, Scylla. Turneringsdemonen vi alla känner till, Scylla. Hans förmåga att konstant prestera på en hög nivå resulterar i att han samlar badges som att det vore godis på Halloween. År efter år lyckas han fortsätta imponera oss. Det finns få saker kvar i spelet som Scylla inte är kapabel av att spela, och sakerna han inte kan spela blir färre och färre för varje år. Många hade kanske trott att förra årets bästa hund, 5 badges på ett år, var det absolut bästa han kunde göra ifrån sig. Naivt tänkt. Under 2024 fick han inte 5, inte 6, utan 7 badges. 7! Många av hans scores är helt enkelt omöjliga för de allra flesta spelare i Sverige att replikera. Oavsett vilket skillset det handlar om kan Scylla antagligen spela det och dessutom spela det riktigt bra. Vissa av scoresen han sätter är helt galna. Titta bara på replaysen i bakgrunden. Hans HD-score on Faithful, hans FC on War Screens, hans HDDT-score on Danzai, Cardinal Ray, Remote Control. Vi skulle kunna fortsätta i all evighet. Under 2024 blev han dessutom den första svensk som slagit Vit katt i Sweden Cup. Detta resulterade i att han under 2024 både vann Sweden Cup och omröstningen i community. Oavsett hur du väljer att se på det, är det svårt att säga någonting annat än att Scylla är Sveriges bästa spelare 2024. För att det här inte ska bli mer av en grejsfest än vad det redan är, borde vi antagligen sluta här. Utav dessa replays som är absolut cinema och se fram emot vad Scylla kan åstadkomma i 2025. Det kanske inte är omöjligt att få mer än Q badges,